Hey family, hope you're all doing well. So, did a social experiment. Basically, wanted to kind of test myself, see how I felt about wearing a hijab to work. And I did it twice. So, when I first went, one of my coworkers who keeps getting my name wrong calls me Malone after a basketball player. He's from Costa Rica. He went, "Oh, Afghanistan." And I was like, kinda. you know? But that was the only one comment that I was just like, that's a little weird. But he probably doesn't even know what Islam is. Also, one person asked me, "Oh, te protege?" Like, oh, does that protect you? Basically meaning like, does that protect you from the virus? And I was like, kind of in a way, yeah, just other kinds of viruses as well. Kind of telling a joke unto myself. And then another person asked me if it was a special occasion, and I was like, yes and no, right? I'm not doing it because anybody died or something. Because some people might think that's like a funeral thing. But it was actually very comforting. And I liked it because it was just, I don't know, it kind of felt like an invisibility cloak in a way. I don't know, it felt good to just remind myself, like, have that little wall of separation. And I needed to wear it to work to see if I could truly morph my behavior. Because I don't know if many of you know, in the culinary world, there's a lot of just what you hear in kitchens is pretty disgusting. And I wanted to see, can I. I'm already doing great. I personally believe I'm doing a good job on really changing my behavior. And I wore it to work, and I've just been feeling a sense of peace. Like, I don't feel tempted to, like, join in with their gossiping or join in with their, like, oh, talking about what drugs they did and how crazy their night was in San Francisco or things like that. I just found myself having a solid inner peace that just kind of felt like as they were being chaotic and doing their little weird political games with each other and their passive aggressive snooty remarks, I just was in my own world, just polishing silverware, doing whatever it is I have to do. um, and it felt really refreshing. The good part is none of the public looked at me weird, but at the same time I noticed I was making less eye contact with people. I was just kind of just like, what do I have to do? Stuff like that. I wasn't necessarily like looking at other people to see if they were looking at me and then to see if they were looking to see if they liked me. I was like, because I had this sort of literal veil, but also it's almost like a psychological veil, my mind wandered on other things, right? And I noticed some women were a little nicer because the sex appeal is taken away. I think that is real because before, you know, if I'm like, let's say I'm trying to look my best, right? Hair's looking good. Let's say I wear a size smaller shirt, or you're just letting it show. Some women get a little catty naturally, right? There's a competitive energy there. But now it's like, as the garments have loosened up, the cattiness, like vicious eye stare of like, are you looking at my man and is my man gonna check out your butt? Went away. I don't know if you can get what I mean. I analyze a lot of things and I'm always observing interactions of what's going on around me. So that just might be my nerdy analytical side. But I'm sure some of you can get what I'm talking about, especially the women. It's like it was interesting, and I noticed some of the older people, like, they kind of had a good smile. Like, I like it. I like it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it does feel good. And you know something that's weird? Girls already do this, right? But a lot of people come to where I work, and like sometimes they're not dressed like for the situation. Like, they have a sports bra on and like everything showing and like tiny little booty shorts, basically almost naked, right? And one girl kept squirming in her seat and looking at me and whipping her hair, which I thought was a little weird. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, they go like, and they look at you like they're kind of like fluffing their feathers, as they say. And she kept doing weird smirks, but that's just interesting because I know why she's doing it, because me and her are so opposites in that moment that the image of it can't go unnoticed. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I looked at her in a weird way and was like, I don't have to do that anymore. You know, it just felt good. It's like, I'm not 22 anymore. I don't need to do that anymore. Whatever. And maybe for her it was like, oh, look at me, I'm so like liberated. I don't know how to explain it. Some of you gotta know what I'm saying. So I saw a little bit of examples of that. I'm a very observant person. I notice things. But either way, I'm happy and I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep wearing it to work. I'm gonna keep doing it. I want that energy to be the energy that I manifest at a workplace in a professional environment. I want the sex appeal to go away because I'm tired of having to play that card, right? It's refreshing and it just feels comforting. And I get it. If you would have told me that maybe 3 years ago, right? You would have told me what I'm saying right now 3 years ago, I would have been like, nah, you're wrong, right? That's because I, dress differently then. But I like it, and I'm gonna keep it. The last step would be to wear it to campus. Campus is closed. That's gonna be another test for me. Can I go on campus and feel confident? Since people knew me during my atheist phase, now they're seeing me in a learning about Islam phase. I wonder what they will think, and I want to see how I talk about it, how I act. Because I'm I'm a hard hitter on campus. I'm known for being potent in my debating and stuff, and it's gonna be an interesting dynamic. I wonder, you know, how everything's going to be, and if anyone's even gonna go back. They might just transfer their credits out to another institution to avoid the plague. So we'll see how that goes. Either way, though, I'm very happy and I'm very satisfied. Didn't tell my mom yet. I haven't told anyone in my family yet. It's not really relevant to tell them till later, It's kind of like I have the online family community of Islam. That's kind of like who I'm trying to talk to and stuff. So my mom would probably just be like, "Oh, okay, honey," and then start talking about her cats. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like it's a big thing to tell her. But anyways, yeah. Oh, and what's interesting is my little one, she said, "Mommy, people are going to make fun of you." And I was like, "That's okay. Just don't worry about it. People make fun of anyone for any reason anyways." Right? And I didn't ask her to try to wear it, but you know how kids love to copy their parents. So I'll let her step into that when she's ready and let her do it at her will, right? But it feels good and I'm glad. I don't know, I like it. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, but your hair's so long and beautiful. Why don't you just show it?" Sometimes I do braids and put beads in my hair and go through my little Native American kind of hippie mountain lady weird Viking merge. Like, I'll still do that because you gotta let your hair breathe. But a next thing I'll invest in too is a hijab, the sport hijab. See how it fits. Because I'll wear it to the gym, that's fine. That's fine. As long as it doesn't, I can't have it hang down because if it gets on the rack or wipes onto the sweaty bench, won't be as hygienic. And if I'm running, how will it feel? We'll see. There's a sport one. I saw like some volleyball players, they had a sport one, and I was like, "Oh, cool, okay. I can try to see where they got it and get the right fit to where it's not too tight like a swim cap, because then you can get dandruff." But yeah, so it was a good experience, fam. I'm gonna keep doing it. Gonna keep testing myself because I have to test myself too. It's like, and I'm starting to like. I don't want it to feel like I'm rushing. It's like you're learning each step, right? A sort of ascension, right? Reading the map before you get on the ship. But anyways, hope you're all doing good.